Everybody look up, watch out. It's Keep Up. And somehow Robert's camera needs to keep up. We need to, I need to keep up. He's got a whole, I actually have to commend you. You have like a nice array of G Unit guinea teas. And I'm very jealous. And I don't know what the towel situation. I was going to do a mental health check first, but let's jump right into that. Everybody, welcome to Keep Up. This is your boy Still Insane, and this is my boy
Robert Mercado World. Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up? Hey, we are live.
So what is going on in your world right now? There is a lot going on in your world right now.
In my world right now, I am, I think diet is important because I had a poor diet today. I'm gonna admit I ate a cold pizza and that shit took me for a whirlwind. So my head is a little bit blah. I feel warm. I feel flush. But I am powering through. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm gonna be all right. Gotta get up and hit that gym and do the life things. But I feel good. I feel invigorated for the week, the start of the week. How about you? How are you feeling?
I'm all right. I went on a trip. We'll talk about that on the show when we get there. Went out of state. It was nice. Saw some good movies. Saw some Disney. And we'll jump right into it. Feeling okay. Got ahead of the game. Promotion-wise, I'm happy that I did that. And I'm hopefully that we'll carry over that momentum going forward. Did some testing too. There were some things that didn't work on some platforms. So we won't be going that hard. We won't be leaning in those areas. We'll try to go in where we fit in.
Right.
All right. So let's get into some music news first. So what the fuck did I listen to? What the fuck do we listen to? We listen to all different types of music. Mostly we agree on pop and rap. And right now, let's get that banner real quick, see what we've been listening to. So first, and we're not going to do a deep dive on reviews anymore. We're going to just briefly, if we really love it, we'll talk about it. I like Normani's album. I like Moby's album, Don Toliver. I'll give you a little inside scoop with Don Toliver. Don Toliver is very similar to Travis Scott. It's got a lot of trippy, melodic music and rap. And so I enjoy him. The first time I ever saw him is when he didn't really open for Bad Bunny. It was in Philadelphia for Made in America, and he was before Bad Bunny. And so we waited there, and it was a delight. He was really, really good. So his new album is out right now, Heartstone Psycho. Again, he likes to do the little trippy stuff, so that's really cool. I'm going to let Robert get into Normani, even though I listened myself today. I want to see how he feels about Normani's new album.
Well, yes, the dame Normani, she dropped her album finally after a long, long wait. People were like, what the hell happened? She did perform Motivation 2 years ago, I think, at the VMAs, and it's been like, where are you, girl?
And it's on the album. That song.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not? Oh, I thought it was.
No, only Wild Side.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Right. So Wild Side's on there, but I listened to the album. There's about 15 tracks, and I felt like I really didn't start enjoying the album till track 9. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Until track 9.
Till track 9. I thought tracks 9 through the end were good. Yeah.
Man. Robert, so you got me on the the Normani train late. What's going on here?
A lot of her songs that she's had in the past were like vibes, and I don't know. I just couldn't. I felt like, as I put it, I was like, she didn't let us know who Normani was with this album. Like, I'm all for good, fun pop fluff, but I felt like, I don't know. It was a lot of repetitive stuff, and it just didn't feel like it had any heart. And for like a debut album, I don't know. I felt like it left a lot to be desired. I don't know. It wasn't like like I said, from track 9 on, I felt like there was more storytelling and like, it was more engaging songs. And I look at someone like Sierra or Janet Jackson, like they make great dance albums, but there's like heart in it. They tell stories. You feel like, oh, I could relate to this. But when she's just talking about like her body and all that stuff, it's just like I don't know you know, what am I supposed to do with that?
Robert needs substance. I see. I feel you on that. Robert needs some substance. Okay. Okay. All right.
Right.
So yes, I learned a lot from you about Normani. I never knew anything about Fifth Harmony. So is she the best Fifth Harmony group member? Do you say? Do you dare say? Hey,
I would
Mama Louise.
I would say she's definitely there was 5 girls and I wouldn't take away anything from any of them. I think she unfortunately will be the first to say she didn't get a lot of shine that she wanted
What
at
if
the
they don't
end.
deserve to have it? Then you can take it away. Why can't you
Well,
take
she
it away?
didn't get the shine. She didn't get any shine. Like they always had her. It felt like they used her as like tokenism, and they've had this conversation. Like there's the girl group from from the X Factor in the UK, Little Mix. One of the girls, Leanne Pinnock, who she's black, she did a documentary on the music scene and in particular like the black artist experience, and she had like black women from girl groups come on the documentary and talk about like what it was like being in these groups as the black member and the kind of experience they had, like having the least fans or like the least like parts in the songs or whatever, or just like
Yeah.
awkward moments. And I felt like Normani wasn't any different. She had like a lot of moments where like, yeah, they put her in like the fitted hat and she's like, why the fuck am I wearing a fitted hat? It's like, so there
Did
was,
you
I
want
don't
to
know.
see her? Did you want to see her do more ballads or something? Because I really thought that that's what I was coming in to see or hear anyway. I didn't think I was
I
going
feel
to
like
hear
you can
anything.
make like really good dance music, and still feel like you're like going on a story. Like I don't know, break my heart or make me be like J Lo on the floor. Like those songs, I feel like are like well written. Some songs are like pop hit dance songs and or even R&B vibes. Like she has some great like not motivation, like her song Love Lies and Dancing with a Stranger with this guy. Those were songs that they told me a story. I was into it. I was like, yes, these vibes. Wild Side with Cardi B. But I felt like this album, it was a lot of repetitive. And I don't want to be repetitive saying it, but yeah, it was a lot of repetition of her lyrics. And
Okay,
it felt
well, we'll
dumbed
save
down.
you. We'll save you from being repetitive. We'll save you from that.
It was dumbed down.
On real quick, we have. I don't know if people still listen to Moby or to Oasis, but their albums just came out. We have, and we don't have to go too far into it. Moby returns with Always Centered at Night, his 22nd studio album. Holy shit! Um, again, if you don't really remember him, he was big on the DJ scene in the late 2000s, and that's when him and Eminem. That's when he included him in the parody. Eminem still does that. Liam Gallagher, he's celebrating the Oasis. If you're wondering who that is, that's Wonderwall. They have the 30th anniversary of their album right now. Also in music news, George Strait. Do you know who George Strait is, Robert?
No, tell me.
Okay, he is in a rap verse of Drake, going down south like I'm George Strait. That is a very famous country star, and the reason why we're including him in today's show, not briefly, is because he just set a record with the largest concert ever held in the U.S.
Wow.
and breaks record at the Kyle Field in Texas A&M. And the reason why I bring him up is shout out to my sister. My sister went to go see Chris Stapleton, and so did my brother-in-law Ralph. They're not like the hugest country fans. Neither am I. Like, so we've talked about some country music, and I'm getting more into it. But Chris Stapleton is big in his own right, but he kind of like opened up for George Strait. That's how big George Strait is. So That's really cool. That's really cool. Like, breaking those type of live records is
That's
humongous.
awesome. Yeah. I know like Madonna just did that in Brazil, was it? Where she had like that massive
Yes,
amount of people,
very
like
dope.
Guinness record and all that. Yeah, that's
I
wonderful.
never get tired of her breaking records. Still, she's still really amazing. Big fan.
Yeah. And
We
I'm a
talked
fan
about
of
Boy Is
country
Mine.
music though. I was gonna
You
say
said
I am
what?
a fan of country music. I love my girl Reba, Carrie Underwood.
That's right. Oh, you went old school
Okay,
for that one.
Dolly,
Yes.
Kelly Pickler, some of
I
my
have a
idols.
question. I have a question. This wasn't on the Miro board, but we'll bring her up right now because she's really hot. And I was looking at trending news, and she keeps coming up. Her name is Sabrina Carpenter. Do you listen to her?
I don't, but I see people keep talking about like her song Espresso and how like
Yeah.
they're putting up songs of like other famous people and like this was her espresso or whatever. And I'm like, oh God. I haven't even heard this espresso song. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this like all right, you've heard J Lo's song On the Floor.
I have.
And do you know what I'm talking about? It's like da, na, na, na,
I
na,
did.
na.
I
Okay.
have. It just when you just talked about it, when you just mentioned J Lo, it just remind. Did you see that video I sent you with Sterling K. Brown?
Wait, what did he say?
Oh, J Lo was in a interview with Sterling K. Brown, and J Lo goes, "Yeah, because I'm Puerto Rican and from the Bronx," and Sterling K. Brown goes, "No way, nobody ever knew that."
No,
And
I
mad
didn't hear
people
that.
in the comment there were like, "Wow, Sterling K. Brown, he's had it."
Oh my God.
He's had enough. I was like, damn, damn. So that's why it just reminded me of that. I was like, I know that
Oh,
you're J Lo's publicist.
yes, you
But
know
anyway,
that.
back to that. Oh, sorry, you were still
Well,
continuing.
I was just gonna say they said that Sabrina Carpenter's song Espresso, like J Lo's On the Floor was her equivalent to this one's Espresso. And I'm like, I
Okay.
haven't even heard Espresso. I'm like, that song actually dominated the year it came out. This song I haven't even heard. So I'm like,
Well, she's number 1 and 2. You love to talk about the billboards. She's number one and
uh-huh.
two on the billboards. And supposedly Taylor Swift threw her some shades for her Skins campaign. And this is like a big fuck you to her. Shout out to Keith. Keith's the one who put me onto this news because Keith Toast, he was one of our guests, our first guest this season, our only guest at the moment. I've been trying to book, but nobody wants to book with us yet. We'll get that done though. And
Yeah.
so she was like, she's about to come out with a double album. She's about to come out with a double album for Taylor's ass. And I'm like, I'm all here for it. And we missed the wave. That's another thing that I've been testing out. I've been trying to see what is resonating with our pages, and I thought Governor's Ball would be a hit, and it really wasn't. It was a hit. Don't get me wrong. Governor's Ball was a hit, but it's not. It was not a hit with our content for some reason. But
I feel
Sabrina
like there's
Carpenter, she was there, and we missed out on getting her on the feed, and everybody loves talking about her. So here we are. We're talking about Sabrina Carpenter. And I have listened to some of her music. Really good.
hmm, okay. I
Oh,
wouldn't be opposed to trying someone out, seeing what they're
good.
about.
You
Yeah.
should. You should. Let's get into some colorism because my biracial ass loves that. And we'll get into the first one, and that is Mr. Tommy. Oh, did I lock this shit? So Funk Flex, he's a big hater, one of the best DJs of all time. But part of his steez is being a hater. And even when I went to the Pusha T concert, right in the middle of the Drake and Pusha T beef, literally Adnan came on right before that. Oh, God. I love. Is it Gary Lee Clark or Gary Clark Jr., one of the best guitarists of all time? Luz, you have good taste. Robert, where did you come from? How did this? How are you guys related? I'm joking. Of course, you have good taste too. So Funk Flex. So I didn't know this either. I don't know if you knew this. I only learned this very recently. So Million Dollar Baby is a hit song. It's high on the charts as well. I didn't know he was white. I had no idea he was white. Million Dollar Baby. It sounds like, I thought it was like Thundercat, like when I first heard it. And
Huh.
so back to Funk Flex. Funk Flex, he says that the only people that listen to Drake's songs are women in heels. And that is a played out line. That was during the rap battle of LL Cool J and Cannabis. Is that his name? Damn, it's been a long time. And he said 70% of your fans wear high heels, and LL Cool J came back at him and said 70% of your fans don't exist. So Funk Flex can't even come original with that. Again, one of the best DJs of all time, especially when Howard Stern was out. They were both like neck and neck. They were both battling out Sundays, held it down. But he's older now. He's got some fucking BBL thing going on. That's why it's hilarious that he comes at Drake. But he said that this $1 Million Baby song is trash. And that's where I was getting to. And I can't believe because it's a really good song. And he just
haven't heard that
song too. Devil it's called Devil is a Lie.
So he raps?
No, you really haven't heard it? It's viral all over the TikTok. I can't even play it because we can't license music on here. You've definitely heard it. You've definitely seen it's everywhere on TikTok. Everybody tries to. Drake used it during his battle when with Kendrick Lamar. It was like on an intro to one of, I think it was Family Matters.
Okay.
Shout out to Sophia. Sophia, my homegirl, she invited me to a UFC event. And we don't talk about sports on here, but Conor McGregor got injured and he can't even be in that match. And she was inviting me to watch that match, even though he bowed out. So sorry, Sophia, you were late on that one. But anyway, so you don't know this song, which is again everywhere on the internet. Play it real quick for yourself, Robert. There's no way you don't know it. There's no way.
I gotta find out.
Yeah. Just don't put it on here because they'll take down the episode. No, but I think, Luz, I think that it has something to do with it, though. I don't know all the lyrics, but I do think that it is. It does resemble the movie with Clint Eastwood and Hilary Swank. Such a great movie.
Let's see.
Yo, they have a new criteria on how to. Hey, anybody on Facebook? A new criteria to stream live on Facebook. You have to have over 100 followers. Thank you, followers. I have over 100 followers on Keep Up. We have over 100, so we're able to stream on there. So that was clutch. But anyway, I don't want to take too much time. But yeah, no, if you really, dude. So there we go. Look at that. That's one of the headlines. He reached over like 100 streams on TikTok. Again, if you want to it's usually where they play. We played it. I played it on one of our promos, actually.
I just listened to it. I never heard it in my life.
Wow. So he doesn't even listen to our own promos. That's crazy. So anyway,
I
yes.
didn't know this was the song. You know, some songs are more forgettable than others. I can't help it.
Okay. Well, it's doing very well. But my point is I think so. I can't even comment on you, but Funk Flex, I think it's a colorism thing. I think there's some people that. Oh, look at that, Sabrina. Speaking of colorism, we got Sabrina Carpenter coming back. He's on the TikTok Billboard. TikTok has their own Billboard Top 50, and he's been on there for 5 straight weeks. Okay. And so basically, Funk Flex thinks that it's a viral sensation and it's not a good song. But I disagree. I think it's a very good song. I actually like when the unexpected make music that you would never expect. I think we've talked about it here. I love the Black Keys. When I found out they were white, I was like, oh my God, that's genius. That's fucking genius. I love Amy Winehouse. Got this Jewish girl from London singing fucking black jazz, Billie Holiday style jazz. Do I love when white people appropriate? No, but I don't think those artists do. I think some artists just transcend. And so shout out to Tommy Richmond. Good luck getting into Robert's SoundCloud and his Spotify. It seems to be very impenetrable. All right. What else? Anything else on music news before we move on to the Tonys?
Yes. Before we touch on the Tonys, I want to shout out Yes, I want to shout out. We had the Puerto Rican Day Parade last weekend, and there
Uh,
was the Billboard Latin Billboard Awards aired, and some of my favorites in the biz were honored. So I just want to mention my girl La India, India. Okay, famous Puerto Rican singer,
hey, mama.
Linda Caballero, aka La India. She was awarded her Pioneer Award for Latin women in music in 2024. I just want to read a little bit about her. On the Billboard charts, La India has collected 11 number ones on the tropical airplay, the most for any women in that tally, and has had 15 entries on the tropical albums, also the most for any female act, including 6 number ones. In addition to La India, Carol G was celebrated as Woman of the Year. Gloria Estefan received her Legend Award. Camila Cabello, the Global Impact Award. Anna Barbara, a Lifetime Achievement Award. Angela Aguilar, one of my new faves, Musical Dynasty Award. Caliucas, the Rising Star Award. And Connie Garcia, another Puerto Rican, the Spirit of Change Award. So, yes, there was a lot of beautiful things. I love La India. Yes, right there. That's the same article I have up. I love La India. She is a staple of every Puerto Rican household and beyond. I grew up listening to her. I still have her. I have a playlist of hers that I just created recently because I love her. So I love to see her get her flowers. She opened the door for a lot of women in music, and she inspires me. La India, yes, sabroso, sabroso. She's considered the goddaughter of Celia Cruz. That you must know Celia Cruz. So Celia Cruz is her
Oh, yes, I do.
godmother.
No, I know La India.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful when you say that. When you say the god mother or relation, because Celia Cruz, as great as she is, she was fucking ugly. So La
What?
India, and you just
We
mentioned
are not
Carol
gonna talk
G.
about Celia Cruz, honey.
Nah!
All right, we moving right along.
And I'm
Godmother has
glad.
no
I'm glad. No, it
relation,
was
and we
it broke
moving.
records on. Yeah, exactly. Don't. Yeah,
That's
exactly. La India,
colorism.
don't
Why
do
you
her dirty
calling
like that. Don't do her
why you
dirty like
calling
that.
Celia Cruz ugly? See, you talk about colorism
I
about that
called J
white
Lo's kids
boy.
ugly. They not dark. How do you mean
Colorism. You
colorism?
want some Sabrina Carpenter looking bastards before you call them cute.
Oh damn, damn, damn.
Next
Yo,
topic. Next
cover your ears.
topic.
Cover your
You
ears,
just
Juan.
brought down my whole Latin section by trying to play Celia Cruz. We gotta move on, honey. We gotta move right
Yo,
along.
you gotta be
Next
careful when
topic.
every next topic. Oh, hold on. You won't be moving next topics. No, anyway. So no, I'm glad. I'm glad that that happened. I didn't know that happened. I knew that the festival was going on. Shout out to that was last weekend. Was that last weekend? Yeah, that was last weekend. That wasn't this weekend.
Yep.
The Puerto
Last
Rican
weekend.
festival, that was the weekend before.
Yeah, that's
Look
what
at
I
you,
said.
mad late. Should have brought it
I
up
said
last
it was the weekend before.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, how come you didn't mention it last weekend?
Because the awards
All
hadn't
good.
given
Okay,
yet.
so the Tony Awards happened. What?
I said the awards gave
Because the what?
Tuesday.
Because the Puerto Rican.
The awards gave Tuesday.
Oh, but what does that have to do with the Puerto Rican festival? Oh no, the awards is fine. The awards is relevant. I meant the Puerto Rican festival. That was old. I didn't know that. I didn't know what was the relation. Yeah, June 9th. Yes, thank you.
Because I was talking
Yes,
about La
great.
India is Puerto Rican.
Oh, was she at the festival?
No, I was saying we just had the Puerto Rican Day Festival last weekend. I said, and La India, who's a Puerto Rican, was just honored at the Billboard Latin Music Awards.
Okay. Well, now I know. Yes, you and J-Lo. Yes, I know. Gotcha. Puerto Rico all day. Viva la Puerto Rico all day. Puerto Rico all day. All right. So let's get to the Tony Awards that happened on Sunday as well. I'm pretty sure it did not do as well as. That's true. The whites, lots of whites. You are not lying.
For them. Let's do it.
Right? We're gonna have to. Holy shit! Chris Rock's gonna have to do a special on this. This is crazy. There was a lot of white people who wanted the Tony Awards. Speaking of which, the whitest of them all, Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe got his first Tony Award. Are you into the Tonys? You must be in the Tonys. You love Broadway.
Uh, I appreciate the performances, and I could, appreciate. I always, I'm always for people getting their flowers when it's deserved. So I don't watch the Tonys. Like I don't really watch any award shows dedicatedly now. But I will catch what's it called? I will catch performances more so than anything after the fact. I'm not like yeah. hmm
Nice, nice,
I don't watch a lot of live TV.
nice,
A lot of people
nice.
don't
Are you into
apparently because
Daniel Radcliffe? Do you feel
most of these shows have terrible rating. Most of these award shows, a lot of people don't watch live TV
they
anymore.
do? Let's. Yes, they were recognizing Latina artists. Hell yeah! Oh my god! Hell yeah! Good job, Robert. Yeah, no, Robert was definitely highlighting that. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I don't really watch it myself, to be honest. I don't watch the Tony Awards. I haven't watched in a long time. Neil Patrick Harris was like the last person I saw. I don't even know who hosted this year, to be honest. But I just saw that Daniel Radcliffe won. I thought that was a big deal. I know that The Outsiders, it was a big deal. So my first question is, why do you think that award shows are doing so poorly?
I think, yeah, I think the biggest reason is that people are not watching live TV, and I think people are kind of over like the. We'll talk about it and what I watched, but there's like big demos coming out to support films and all sorts of content that are not white. And I think having all these like campaigns of only like white people winning stuff, people are kind of tired of it. And even if they're trying to make changes now, I think it's a little bit too late to try to get that audience in, and then it comes off like fake and a little too late, and people are not into it, you know?
Oh, I don't. I think there's a bunch of reasons. I think that's some of it. I don't think that's for every awards. I think like the Academy Awards that made a little bit more sense. Even though like it doesn't really show in the numbers. Like to be honest, the whiter it's been, the ratings have been up. Even though diversity, I agree. You know me, we're on the same page with diversity. You brought up a good stat that the Latin community went down in numbers when it came to Bad Boys 4. And when you see yourself, what was I watching recently? I was watching something recently.
Latin went up with Bad Boys
Yeah.
4.
Oh no, you said also made up for the drop. You said you said some demographic went down when it came
White.
to Bad Boys. White. There you go. Maybe because Michael Bay wasn't involved this time, and they did have two people of color as directors. So, and that movie's still doing well. Obviously, Inside Out Part 2 just came out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I think that just like this show, which was a good idea, it gets too political. It gets too woke. It also they hire the wrong comedians, in my opinion. They should. I know you. I know I don't like to play it safe, but Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, they do a great job. Chris Rock does a great job. I don't think that like you should rotate it too much. I think that like you should give some people opportunity here and there just because they haven't done it before, test it out. And then when it sucks, go back to it. Plus, there's so much on TV right now. Nobody wants to just rewatch like people, like you said, get awards. And the same people get awards nonstop. And that does get very boring, whether it's Broadway. But the reason why I brought up the Tony Awards, not that it's like huge, again, probably the Latin billboards was probably more interesting, to be honest. But one of the interesting things was I wanted to ask you a question. So Brad Pitt is going through all this shit with his kids, and that was a big deal that that Angelina Jolie won. Her one of her children, Vivian, just changed her name to Jolie officially, along with the other children. So this is kind of like another big fuck you to Brad. Brad supposedly is sad about this, not the winning of the award. Of course, he wants his family to win lots of decor. But how would you feel if your kid, and you were famous, Robert? If you were famous, how would you feel if your daughter changed her last name from your last name?
Well, I feel like I'd probably feel the same either way. I think the fame part probably just adds to more like maybe more like embarrassment if you're the type of person who cares about public perception about, family and personal stuff. Which is hard not to. But I think in general, it's it can feel hurtful. So I think I probably would be hurt that like, or at least it might make you feel a little hopeless, like, oh, they don't really want to salvage the relationship because they're making this big step to pretty much disassociate themselves from me. So I think it's, when it's your kid showing you that they are taking big steps to disassociate from you, I think that's hurtful, so I
I
probably would feel
totally
sad.
Yeah, same. Yeah, no, like he had supposedly there was a situation on the plane a long time ago, right before the divorce, at Maddox, the first adoptee, just had enough. They got into a physical altercation. And then the other daughter that is at a historically black college, I forgot her name. She has not been. She disassociated herself with him a long time ago, and it just seems one by one. Shiloh. So I don't know why I know all these kids' names. Madonna and Angelina Jolie, they like set the records for like adopted children. Not joking. It just seems like that. It seems like they're like battling it out. Like you said, like Sabrina Carpenter, she's next. She's gonna start collecting children as well too. Shout out to Robert. He's sick right now with the cold pizza. I had cold pizza today too, but I'm pretty sure I got it from a different spot. Did you take it from the actual pizzeria, or was it just like sitting around like where you were?
It was at work, and it was there
Work
for
cold
probably
pizza.
like 30 minutes, or like about probably 30 minutes at least before I ate
Cool,
it.
cool, cool. All right. Well, before we move on to music, to movies, let's go over real quick. We're not gonna go too hard into it, but let's go into the 5 takeaways. It was dull. The show was dull. If you didn't see it, again, politics were everywhere. I am a political person. I don't mind when they bring in politics into shows, but most of the time they do overdo it, and you're like, holy crap. I remember when I went to a J. Cole concert, and again, I don't mind doing it the whole show. Every time a song went off, he just like, people are locked up. This is happening. This is fucked up. This happened to me. Like he had like a whole speech for like every single song. And I was like, no thanks. No thanks. So I can understand why people feel that way. But plays are back. I totally agree. I'm glad that Broadway is making a comeback. Robert goes to a lot of shows. He went to The Lion King recently. Did you ever see one of the Tony Award winners? What is it called? Oh man, Hadestown. Hadestown, is that what it's called?
Not yet.
Oh yeah,
I haven't
really
seen
good.
it. I heard it's really good.
Yeah, I've before the pandemic, I went to a lot of live shows, and I've been trying to inch back, and I've been going, but I need to go a lot more. So hopefully, and that's another reason why I brought it up. I'm a big fan of live performances. So are you, Robert. So you don't have to watch the award show, but hopefully people get back into Broadway. Broadway is a huge deal. They're still struggling. They're still struggling to sell tickets in Broadway. So hopefully they get back on track.
Yeah. I just saw some breaking news about the show, the TV show Smash is now becoming a Broadway play. It's going to be coming in spring 2025.
I never watched it.
I didn't watch it
American
either,
Drama
but I've seen
Studio.
some of like the before. I think it had Catherine McPhee in it from American Idol.
It did. Deborah Messing. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Oh, Leslie Odom Jr. Love him. Another musical artist. He's great. He was in NWA. Hell's Kitchen is on my list. What's Hell's Kitchen? That sounds familiar too. Hell's Kitchen. Do you watch that as well, Robert? I don't know what that is.
It might be a cooking show.
Oh, we're gonna. Millie Bobby Brown was on one of the episodes. Look at that. Freaking Cool. So we'll get into that. I hate reality TV, but we're going to talk about one of the reality TV shows that I watched. But we'll get into the first one, and that is Baby Reindeer. Have you ever seen it, Robert? It's on Netflix.
It's a reality show?
No, but it should have been a
Okay.
reality show. Holy crap.
Okay.
So Netflix, as we've spoken before, we spoke about with Keith, is really good at the shows. Sometimes they come out with a good movie. Hitman was good. We talked about that. Louis, we talked about that as well. Oh, Alicia Keys is on Broadway. I didn't know that.
She performed with Jay-Z at the awards show. They did Empire State of Mind.
Yeah, they've been like, go ahead. So again, I'm gonna when I talk about Boston in the next segment, my friend did her dad is big in New England radio, and so they did a Ring of Fame for Tom Brady, and Jay-Z and Alicia Keys did a performance there. Oh, that's her play. Thank you. Oh, and she probably won something. Look at that. A non-white person winning a Tony or being at the Tonys. That's amazing. Well, Alicia Keys is half white. Does that count, Robert?
I don't know. I'm not the one to judge that.
Anyway, so they do come out with really good shows, and this one was creepy as fuck. The guy's name is Richard Gadd, and I didn't know that it was a real story. It was a true story. And not only the true story, he is the person. He's the subject as well. So this guy is a bartender, and a woman comes up. She can't afford a drink. She claims that she's a lawyer. And she's really, well, maybe she was a lawyer one time. I think she was. But she is a professional stalker. And it is crazy the lengths she goes through to berate his life. And it is a mini series, and we talked about that before too. I love limited series. This one was amazing, and the fact that it's real. She's suing $170 million defamation against Netflix, and I looked her up. She's been arrested. She was arrested for stalking people before him. She's been arrested for getting people killed because of her stalking. It is out of control, and there is a lot of sexual violence in the show, not just with her and him included. He goes on a crazy sexual journey. He gets raped by a guy in the beginning that leads up to their encounter. Yeah, it's wild. It's a really, really good Netflix limited series. Everybody should check it out. But I thought it was very interesting that he is the one that lived through it, and he's the one that created the series and is acting the lead actor. So that must be really weird to play that character after going through all that.
That's insane.
Right. Are you into The Boys?
I just started watching. I'm on season 2, so no spoilers. Nice. But I am looking forward to catching up. I'm looking forward to catching up.
No, we don't do that. Same. I watched the first episodes. There's 3 episodes out right now. The 4th one is coming on soon. That'll be week to week. I thought that it was, let's see these comments. Is that Steve. Oh, I love Bridgerton. Yes. The second half of the new season with Lady Featherton, Penelope. She's the protagonist this season. I love it. It's the season of the boobs. She was at an award show and she was like, I'm so glad they have a new wardrobe for me. They get to highlight the boobies, and we love that. Dairy Girls. Boys is a great show. So Amazon, I think that's their best show of all time at the moment. It took a while for me to get into it because I was a little oversaturated with okay. Is Bridgerton your favorite? Yeah, no spoilers. We're not gonna do spoilers. But what was a spoiler was that I thought this season was going to be the last. And I'm glad that it was clarified. Next season, the 5th season, is going to be the last. And I'm pretty sure they're going to drag it out like they do with everything else. They're probably going to make 2 parts to it. All good. I'm a big fan. and I'm glad you're into it. So you're into the second season. I'm a little jealous because now you get to do a little slow burn.
I
Um,
know. I'm really happy I
you
waited.
gotta avoid the spoilers. That's hard. These motherfuckers are online that show.
I know. I know. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. I'm glad I waited all this time to watch it because I get to like experience it new while everybody is like so into
Exactly.
it. I'm like, I get to just love it from the like some new eyes. So, yep, I'm enjoying it.
Exactly.
People should
Exactly.
watch.
So there's another show that I just watched recently. I am ashamed that I watched it because I really don't like reality TV. And one of the other reasons I am very disgusted that I watched it because it felt very exploitative. It felt very so. It's called The Never Ever Mets. The boys are out of control. Oh, this dude. No spoilers. Anyway, yes, there was a guy that died on the show, not in the show, but there. I think there's a guy that died on the cast, and I didn't see Gen V. I heard that's a cool spin-off. I'm not. I don't know. Steve, you let me know if that's worth getting into. I'm not usually into spin-offs. It takes a little bit for me to try to get into it. But The Never Have I Met is a show full of black couples. They've never met in person. Some of them have never met in person. Oh yeah, there we go. The real life death. That's what I thought. They never met in person. Some of them have been together for 12 years. Some of them have been together for 3 months, 10 months, and they all get in that same house together, meeting for the very first time. And again, they're all there. We go. No, the spinoff was great. All right, cool, Steve. I trust your taste. I'm gonna get into that. So I was naive and I thought that they were all monogamous coming into it. And 12 years in a relationship and you're meeting for the first time. Yeah, exactly. There's no monogamy in that. I don't know what I was thinking when I was. I never watched reality TV, so I was like, I didn't come prepared. Yes, it's a reality show, Luke. So they all meet for the first time. It gets fucking ratchet. And I was really disappointed. There was some domestic violence on there as well. They were like one of the couples, like, and it was going downhill from the beginning, that relationship in particular. They were doing yoga on the first date, and it was just them, and he sucked at it, and he was just like stretching her out, but she was like a big hoe anyway. But when they started fighting, like it was just like normal to them. Like he like stepped up to her with his chest. She took a pan. I was like, oh my God, what am I watching? And of course they kicked him out, but they took a while to kick him out.
This is on OWN?
Yeah, yes, on OWN. And I was watching, like I said, I was watching with my cousin, and we were just like falling asleep after partying, and they put that on, and it unfortunately, like a train wreck, it intrigued me for a little while. Is this something that you would watch, Robert? Are you into reality TV like that?
No, I've had my moments. I watch RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
That's
No,
what I've been keeping up with. I watch that every Friday with my mom. That one's fun.
Hey, nice, great program to watch with her.
Yeah,
Cool,
this
good.
show,
All right.
no, I feel like I'll just say this. Like I had a time in my life where I was dating someone and we were both watching the Bad Girls Club, and I thought it just made it made us be so toxic to each other. I think that these things, the television, they all just they brainwash you. They really do, and it's either with good stuff or bad stuff. And reality TV, especially stuff like this, tends to be the bad stuff. So it just made shit really heavy and just toxic for me. So I probably wouldn't want to watch this show.
I've never been on the Shade Room website. I've never seen a full episode of Basketball Wives or Love. What's it called? Love and Hip Hop. And some people would like judge me, and I get it. I get why. Like Vince, black television, but I don't like exploitive television. I don't like choosing the lowest common denominator to entertain ourselves with black entertainment. Like you were talking about Latin. I love that. I love that, like, you uplift that community because it's not all stereotypes, like whatever stereotypes you want to conjure up about that community. And the same thing about the black community. everybody always has like this is more popular. This is more popular. So, and Oprah, Oprah has joined the train of the Ratchet TV. Steve, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, no, it just gets a little sad. So one time I saw this panel, and it had the person from Love and Hip Hop, the creator, had the creator of World Star, and it had the creator of the Shade Room. And I had to turn it off. I was like, and I should appreciate because like they're Black content creators, they're Black pioneers when it comes to that. But I feel like they just went really low in order to get that. But it's hard to judge that. It's hard to judge that because we all trying to make it out here, and so it's hard to like be a snob about that because I want everybody. I want them to win. I want them to win. I want Puerto Ricans to win. I want Neo Ricans to win. I want Black people to win, and just not the Never Have I Mets.
Yeah, these people don't seem like they're winning, unfortunately. I'm sure they got a little check though.
Right, and we losing because because we're not getting good. We're not getting good. Let's move on. We don't have to talk about it too hard, but there's a good show on Netflix. You guys should check it out. He was canceled for a little while. His name was Shane Gillis. He's okay. He's okay. He made some racist jokes, but if everybody could hop on Justin Bieber, and he said the N-word before he got famous. So he did not. Shane Gillis, he was supposed to be on the cast of SNL, and he made a few racist jokes. And were they gay jokes? I forgot. But he went low, hanging fruit with the comedy, and it didn't work. And so he's worked his way up. He's young enough, and now he's on this hit show called Tires. It's a mockumentary style. Steven, yes, the fat guy, white guy with the mustache. They always seem to make their way back, Steve. They always seem to make their way back. And so it is like a mockumentary, like kind of like The Office, but they're in a tire shop. And it's a little fast paced, very vulgar, and that's his character. So it's like it works. It's not a classic show, but it's like something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not amazing, but it did very well on Netflix. A lot of people like that kind of like quick comedy, like slapstick comedy. And that like hits it on the head right there. Yes, exactly. It gets a LOL. It does not get a rolling on the fucking floor laughing. So yes, just the little zero between the L's. That's all it gets. Just a little bit like in between white bread. But and that's basically what it is. So Shane Gillis, everyone check that out. Speaking of incest and white people, we have the premiere of House of Dragon Part 2. That was good. Speaking of spinoffs that I try to stay away from, I did try to stay away from this one as well. But it was very hard to do because it was pretty dope. Do you like Game of Thrones? And do you like the spinoff, House of Dragons?
I do. I enjoyed Game of Thrones, and I am.
Oh, please take it away. Take it away.
I am loving this. I'm probably, and on my channel, I did have coverage of the last season, so I was thinking of doing a video this week.
Very good video. Very good video.
I was thinking of doing a video this week talking about the show in a little bit more relaxed way. And this is something I wanted to bring up on the show. Something happened in my life, something that I noticed. The chat room, maybe they could attest to this. But so last year when I was doing House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones videos where I was putting myself in the role of certain characters like Varys, for example, and I did it straightforward, right?
Funny.
Like I just what did you say?
I said it was funny. Wait. Keep going.
See, exactly. So that's what I was gonna say. People kept finding it funny that I was doing these.
It wasn't supposed to be funny.
And I'm like,
it wasn't supposed to be funny.
Funny.
I thought it was a parody. I thought it was a parody. I was laughing.
You see?
My bad.
Like, my mom is laughing. I know she is. Because I was telling her, I was like, people kept saying, "Oh, I wanted you to go, yo, yo, hey, hey," and I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this? I was like, I felt like Mariah Carey and Glither. Like, I get no respect. People see it, they're like, oh, wait, laugh out loud. Oh, my God.
Celia Cruz just called in and she said, stop taking yourself so seriously, Rob. Stop taking yourself so seriously.
honey. That's you gotta be serious about your art, honey. You gotta be
It's
serious
true. It's
about your
true.
art.
It's true.
So it's like it's interesting. So, I guess I'm gonna have to do some parody videos in Westeros where I'm like busting out the fucking dominoes and shit for the people. That's what
The
people want.
dominoes. The
We could
comedic
solve this
genius.
over a good game of dominoes.
Do you play dominoes?
No,
Damn.
I
Well,
don't play dominoes.
if only you were Dominican. Damn it.
I am
No,
part
I love
Dominican.
dominoes.
I'm Dominican and
Oh
Puerto
shit.
Rican.
I thought you were full Boricua. Sorry, Obustelo. That's one of my
Right.
favorite coffees. That's one of my favorite coffees.
You have to pour some
You can never
Bustelo,
go
that
wrong.
espresso for my people
Mm,
in
can't go wrong.
Westeros. So I just
Cool.
want to
No,
share that,
Westeros.
release
No,
that to the
please.
universe.
No, you make great content. We want to highlight that. That's great. Yeah, please go to Robert Mercado World. Go find his videos. He's climbing up with viewership. It's amazing. He's got Keep
And I'm
Up the Web
hilarious,
series.
apparently.
You are. You are. We've done a film together. We've
I'm
done Godless
hilarious in these
Men.
serious roles.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens, Robert. I've done that too. I've done stuff that I was trying, I had a vision, and sometimes people don't. It doesn't translate that way to the audience, but it's still great. You still created something awesome. You still created
I'm
something
proud
awesome.
of it. I'm proud. I find it funny. I can laugh
You
at
should.
it.
Oh, dude, to get people's eyeballs on something is a hard feat. So whatever way you did it, whatever way you pictured people reacting to it, at least they're reacting to it, because it's so easy for people to just turn it off, just turn off the channel and turn on something else. Turn on something else.
Right.
Speaking of which, we're going to turn on Where the Fuck Did I Go? And I went to the glorious, not so glorious city of Boston. Shout out to my homegirl, Sydney. Let me pull this
Hello,
up on the
Sydney.
screen, get some vision. Hello, Sydney. Right.
Surprise, Sydney.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
Oh man, I never get tired of that song from TikTok. But anyway, not to get into sports, we went there. I did think a lot of sports was going to go down. Her father is big into radio. That's awesome. She's big into cannabis. Shout out to her. She works for Aruna. Aruna is a big cannabis brand. You're a superstar, Robert. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Can I third that? Can I third that? Yes, please, please, please. Celia Estrella. But anyway, so I thought we were gonna go to some live games. That's not the reason why I went, but I thought that would be in the cards. It was not. We went to a Boston sports bar. They got their ass handed to them, and some people were like, and I'm a big New York fan.
Who got their asses handed to them?
The Boston Celtics. Sorry. Oh, you two, but I'm nowhere near Robert's shining star. So I try to be in his starlight. I try to be in his spotlight.
You're a star. You're a star.
The Boston Celtics, they went against the Dallas Mavericks, and they were about to sweep, but now they're about to do the gentleman's sweep. Some people think that it would be better to win at home. That's why a lot of teams, sometimes they don't sweep it in four, but whatever. We're getting into sports. Who cares? But I was very outnumbered. I had some Yankee shirts. I left them at the house that I was staying at because, speaking of rooms full of white people, Boston is a very liberal city, but for some reason they are able to be called a liberal city and still be low-key racist. And not that I really encountered that on this trip. I really did not. I'd be lying to you if I said I did. I did not. There were a couple of awkward moments where I had my off-white shirt from Virgil Abloh. Some people were like, they were like, off-white, I'm like, yes, off-white. It's a color. Yes, thank you. Yes. As a matter of fact, back on sports real quick, Kyrie Irving, he said that he was going to re-sign with them, and he did not sign back with them because that wasn't the main reason, but it would be a main reason for me because they're really racist. They're really racist. Man, it's pretty bad. The biggest way that I knew that we're staying on movies and television kind of is, have you ever seen the show with Kevin Bacon, City on a Hill, Rob?
No.
Very good. He has a terrible Boston accent on the show, but we love Kevin Bacon. We love Kevin Bacon. So it works. It doesn't work, but I bypass his bad accent. And but it taught me a lot of Boston geography. I had never been to Quincy before, and of course, it's named after an old school president, John Quincy Adams, son of John Adams. And so she lives around there. Really dope city, awesome, beautiful homes, all that good stuff. But like places like Jamaica Plains, all that kind of stuff, I learned from the Kevin Bacon show. I learned from that show, and no, it was cool. It was cool to see like other parts. I lived in Indiana. I lived in like parts of Jersey, so there's lots of racist parts in America. I don't shy away from it. But yes, sorry, people that live in Boston, step your game up. Stop being so racist, and you know, you can be liberal. That's fine, but that does not make you not racist. So, have you ever been to Boston, Robert?
Yeah, I have. I didn't necessarily. I think I was just like on a school trip, so I didn't really have any necessarily like major experiences. Um,
Nice.
uh,
There was also Providence Pride Month. Not Pride Month, Providence Pride. My cousin used to go to the University of Rhode Island, and we almost went there. And I'm not going to say who said this. I don't want to like embarrass them. But my cousin was like, let's go to Providence Pride. And I was down too. I was like, yo. And the person who vetoed it, she goes, no, I did a lot of gay stuff last weekend. I was like, I didn't know there. I know. I was going to say, I didn't know there was a cap. I was like, I didn't know. I was
there's
like,
a cap.
there's a cap that I was unaware. I was unaware.
For some people, there is.
Oh man. Yeah. She was like, yeah, I did a lot of queer stuff last week. I was like, we didn't. Like, come on, that's selfish. Like, whatever. Not a big, like, yeah. I thought I would have had a great time. I thought I would have had a great time. But and yeah, another like state and Providence. Yeah, Rhode Island. Rhode Island's dope. Rhode Island, I'm pretty sure has some racial undertones like Boston, but they're not as obvious about it. They're not as obvious about it. And one more sports figure. Somebody was asking me because I'm a big New York sports fan, and they're like, "Oh, why would you root for the Celtics?" And I'm not really rooting for the Celtics, but back on the racist tip, my favorite Celtic of all time is Bill Russell, and he won 11 championships. And he went through a lot. He was like the main star of Boston in all of sports for like the whole 60s and 70s. And he almost like would not represent the team when he retired because they were so nasty to him.
Huh.
And so, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We all got to step our game up. Boston, step your game up. So Boston was fun. I went, and at the very end, I hung out with our host parents. They were very lovely. But the thing that I noticed was this place called the Jetty, and it was okay, but it was very similar to this place in Long Beach that I went to in Long Island. And I'm wondering, like, is that like, I don't know if you noticed, if you've been to like, oh yeah, you go to the beach a lot. You go to the beach a lot. I wonder if that's like a popular like restaurant name, the Jetty. You know, just something.
I haven't encountered any of the jetties.
Good. You didn't miss out. You didn't miss out. So we are breezing through this episode. Do you have anything? Did you go anywhere, Robert?
Well, I did go to the beach, and if you are, if you ever have been to Reese Beach, for the people out there who may be watching it, it's this is Pride Month, and we're on this show, and we mentioned Pride Month earlier in the season, in our 2 weeks ago episode, starting off June, and Reese Beach is like the gay beach. Essentially, there's a whole section where gay people feel very comfortable, and they go with their partners, and women feel comfortable being topless, and all sorts of things. And in particular, there's the part where everybody used to be has been sectioned off, because they're doing renovations, because they're making doing construction, and there's supposed to be a pool coming, I think probably by next year at some point. So it was a little bit weird going, a little bit of like a culture shock, where like parts of everybody hates change. You can embrace it, but it might feel a little uncomfortable in the beginning. So it was weird going over there. I will mention that for the New Yorkers out there. And yeah, I did go there. I have a show. My friend is in a play, Robbie, that'll be going to his show this week on Wednesday. So that should be fun. Savory speech from the hetero Steven is hilarious.
Stevie, you're not
You
wrong.
know.
Robert, I could piggyback off that if you don't mind. Shout out to Mark. Mark was, and we have to get you to meet Mark as well. I want all my gay friends to assemble and make fun of me on the side. That's what you guys usually do. I love it. No, I'm joking. Mark, no, you would love Mark. Mark is a great personality. But he invited me for the first time to the gay side of Jacob Reese Beach a long time ago, maybe like about 6, 7 years ago. And he was like, Vince, come to the beach, meet me out there. And at that time, I had a zip car. And so I took the zip car, I went over there, and I'm like, I called him on the phone. I was like, where are you? And he goes, and he didn't say this in the beginning, or maybe I missed it. He goes, the gay side of the beach. And I go, you guys have your own side? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I walk over there. It took a while too. I like went all the way on the deep side of the beach. And you are not lying. Everybody had thongs. Everybody was topless. And Steven, I had my sunglasses, thankfully. My eyes were everywhere. I was like, bing, 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 bing. Like, and
That's
yeah,
right.
no, I was definitely an endangered species out there. And I definitely, yeah, y'all don't want me out there. That's the point. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. But yeah, no, I'm glad. Yo, and it was nice. It was nice. It was actually way cleaner than like most of nothing, no thongs. Yo, nothing wrong with a little thong. Uh but no. Great part of the beach. I love the beach. I used to not like the beach when I was younger, and then I found out that females like going to the beach. And so Steven has a fun fact. Yo, it's true. It's true. It's true, Steven. It is true. The fact that I'm not doing this podcast new from Pride Month it is. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed
We'll
of
do
myself.
topless for the Pride episode.
It's true. It's true. I'm gonna put myself in a corner and cry, Steven. I deserve that. One more shout out before we get on to the last topic. Unless you have something, Robert.
No, I'm
I love
good.
your tank top. Love your tank top. So
G
my
Unit.
So my friend, shout out to Charles. He's also been a guest on this podcast. At the time he was a guest, he was doing the Shady Brunch, which is part of the Shade Report. It was a spin-off show. They were doing like a cooking show, and he was like the host of like the cooks, the chefs. It might have been like some kind of bake-off. I saw it a while ago. But he's doing so well. He worked for a company called Blavity. He had a company called R&B House Party. And at the time, he still owned it. My RA from college, he was his business partner. And they were also in a fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha, the same one Martin Luther King was in. Very historically Black. We had a lot of those on my campus in, the Mermaid Parade. We talked about that. Oh, yeah, we got to go. You got to take me. We'll do some videos out there. And so his business partner was also his wife. And so it did very well. So it was these parties where they would do straight up R&B, and he would curate it. He would host from the stage, and he would get lots of alcohol sponsors and stuff like that. And it was just a lot of old school 90s R&B. And it was just like a party where people did that. And every event that he curated centered around that. It did so well that this company called Blavity bought him out, and then employed him too. He's the general manager of community, and he just set up his first music festival. That's one of my goals in my life. I would love to set up a music festival. Not only do I love attending them, I think it'd be great to set one up one day, or multiple ones. And he set up, it's called Blavity House Party, because they merged. And they did it in Nashville. They had Victoria Monet, they had Lil Wayne, they had Drew Hill, they had Monica. You mentioned, you didn't get to, but we mentioned Ariana Grande last week. But now that it's fun that they're going to bring in Brandy and Monica for the actual song. And I saw the video finally. I saw the video. So good. She's dating the guy from You now, right? Joe from You.
No, I think she's still with the guy who played SpongeBob in the Broadway show.
Get out of here. Yo, I saw her in an interview. I didn't know her all her fingers were tatted. That's fucking badass. Love her.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, shout out to him. That's so cool. Uncle Waffles. There was a bunch of people on that lineup, and I thought it was so impressive. I got to give the flowers. I got to give the flowers out for that one. Again, that's a goal of mine, and it's really she is dating everyone. Very true. Very true. Before we move on, since we've got the number one fan of Jennifer Lopez, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. The rumors. And I just saw something that said that J Lo is addicted to relationships and that she doesn't really recover in time for the next one. Robert, how do you feel about that? Do you agree?
I feel like no one knows her well enough to say that. I think perception's one thing, but no one knows her well enough to know that. And I just saw someone commenting how she was quelling divorce rumors because for Father's Day she did post up a Happy Father's Day to Ben and said he's our hero. So they seem like they're still trying to work things out. No, marriage, relationships in general, all types of relationships are not easy. So God bless. Hope she does well. If that's what she wants to do. If that's what they want. If that's where they want to be. They want to make it work. Because I think marriage, you can't be a fair weather partner. So it's till death do you part. They better get that together.
I think they're gonna break up. And I do agree. I do think she's a serial dater. I do think that and I don't you're right, I don't if you thought that person that reported on it didn't know, I know way less than that person. Damn, she said it herself in a movie. Some of the other thing that I read too, that like she's very public with her affection and Ben is not. And Ben is like deathly afraid of the press. That's a good segue, by the way. Father's Day with Ben, and then even with Boston. He's from the Boston area, and he had that both of them. They had that great Super Bowl commercial with Dunkin' Donuts. One of my friends, I brought, and I don't even like Starbucks, but I like called him on the phone. I was on my way to a baseball game that we were coaching, and I said, he's from Boston, and I said, I'm about to pick up some coffee. There's like a Starbucks. He goes, "Don't you dare!" And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I'm from Boston. You just get Dunkin'." And I'm like, oh, okay.
Who knew?
I was like, I don't even like Starbucks. Like, anyway, so all right, on to Dunkin'. But no, they and I there's just too many too many major publications that are just like reporting this and supposedly not even living with each other. That sucks. And I'm not really rooting for that. I like both of them. I don't want to root against J-Lo's happiness. That sucks. Like,
I'm sure.
Also she likes interacting with her fans. That was another thing too. Like when we were talking about the publicity, Ben doesn't like that, and J-Lo loves that, and that's a big part of her. With that album that you were just talking about, the "This Is Me Now." She was all on board with that, and that was like peering into her life, and she likes to share it in that way. So it sucks. My news feed is blowing up about Boston now. My bad that I messed up your algorithm.
All right, last topic.
Let's do it. Father's Day. Do you celebrate Father's Day, Robert? Like with any fathers in your life?
I don't do anything necessarily in particular. Like usually, more so probably hang out with like my brother or like when my grandpa was around, we would go to Abuela's house and we would hang out there. But nothing like in particular for Father's Day over here for me. No.
Nice.
How about you?
Yeah, we do. It used to include more people. My grandfathers are all in the heavens, wherever they are. And I had a step grandfather that we were close to as well, and he is not around as well. But we do celebrate with my dad. He loves family dinner. He loves doing toasts. Shout out to the guy that shares my name. But my mom, and that's why this Guardian episode, this article was relevant to me, is because, and I'm not just saying my mom, I feel a lot of when I saw this headline, it said, "Why are moms working so like? Why is it like an excuse for moms to work so hard?" And it's true, man. Men do things for Mother's Day, but from what I've noticed, that mothers go all out of their way, and even if they're not, like you just said, bringing out your brother, celebrating him being a father. Um, yo, I've been noticing that people have been like not just cooking for the guy, bringing him to like a big sport event, bringing him on a trip. And it just seems like women, like it's just another excuse for them to work hard. How do you feel about that? Is that something like a clickbait type of article, or do you feel like women are really, like doing the extra mile for this holiday now?
I think women tend to be more in touch with their feelings and more thoughtful in general when it in relationships, especially when it comes to gift giving and like just like emotional IQ, right? So it's like it would make sense that women go more all out for things unless there's like some expectation. I think that's like one of those tropes you see in every TV show, like the dad or whoever is like rushing to a store to try to get some kind of flowers or something because men tend just like not to give a fuck about a lot of these type of things. But I did see something that's kind of anecdotal about that
Of course.
that we didn't touch on, um, which is the top Father's Day movies, like from
Ooh,
this
I like
year,
that.
right? Inside Out 2, and then oh, I forget which one it was last year, but they tend to have a lot of female leads. And it's like, it seems like the moms are the ones picking the movies to take dad out, the stuff to take dad to see for Father's Day. And it's like, oh, like The Incredibles 2 also was the last one that did really well for Father's Day. And that had like a major box office. And the moms get to be a little bit in control during Father's Day, like when picking the movies. So it's interesting. Like Grace Randolph on Beyond the Trail was like, "Mom gets to say, hey, look how great we are." So, but
True.
right?
Well, we can.
Sorry.
No, I agree. And I didn't even notice that. That's something that like you brought to my attention. The movies that are being premiered during Father's Day weekend. Inside Out was too, but dope was dope. By the way, I love the first one. I cried for the first one. I almost. Oh, that's right, classic dad flick. But Steve, you're wrong. It's a Christmas movie. No, I'm joking. um, no, I could see that. Inside Out too. I wonder why they would put that during Father's Day weekend, though. I don't like the only way that I could feel like there's a correlation with that is speaking of which, Lewis Black. Lewis Black is I bet like big with that's right, that's right. Shout out to dads and no spoilers, not spoiling it. Love Inside Out. Up and I froze. Inside Out is one of my let's see if we can refresh this real quick. What a freeze frame.
All right. While Vince is away, I will just say that, the movie theaters this weekend and last weekend. You hear me?
I did. I heard. Oh yeah,
Okay.
last week. Yeah, that was crazy. We edited that out though. We edited that out. We'll do that again. But no spoilers, lose. It was very good. It did not make me cry like last time. It almost did. It almost got me. But this one was very special. Last time she was a little girl. She was moving to another neighborhood. This time she's going through puberty, and it's really dope. It's really dope. I think people will really enjoy it. It's definitely going to take out Bad Boys from the top spot. Not because Bad Boys was a bad movie; it was really good. We discussed
Yeah.
that last week. But Inside Out 2 is just really strong brand.
And just some inside details that I wrote
Of
down that
course.
I didn't get to share on the show
Please.
was it had $155 million opening weekend.
Inside Out 2?
Inside Out, yeah, for the
Whoa,
domestic, and it did
whoa.
about so it did about 250, I think, worldwide. So it's already on its way towards Big numbers, or definitely the biggest opening of the year, passing Dune. The box office breakdown was 42% Latinos came out, 31%
Okay.
Caucasian, 17% Asian, and then 10% Black. And it was the second biggest all-time animated opening behind Incredibles 2 that did
No way.
182.7. Yeah,
Oh my
and
god.
then the second weekend, there's the second weekend in a row where white audiences didn't push the number one box office film because Bad Boys 2, or not, as was it Bad Boys 3 at this point? It had a 44%
Quattro.
black audience, 26% Latino audience, then 18% Caucasian and 12% Asian.
Look at you. You're like our
So
Nielsen reporter over here. I like it.
right. Yeah. And then, again, a film from last year, animated film that had a major Latinos pushing it was Mario, that had 41% Latinos pushing the tickets for that film in its debut weekend. So, yeah, it seems like Latinos and for sure are taking over from either the second or top spot generally when it comes to ticket buying, which is
I
pretty
am not
interesting.
you are that is not new information for me. You're right. That is new information for a lot of people. But that's why diversity is key. I was listening to Shonda Rhimes' book this weekend on the ride there. It's called The Year of Yes. Very good book. And she said that she hates the word diversity and the word DEI because she doesn't think so. She thinks that like the way that Grey's Anatomy, the way that she portrayed Grey's Anatomy cast, is the way real life is, and so she likes to say normalized. And she said that she's been judged a lot throughout her career because when they do interviews, she doesn't like to really touch on that subject because she says that I thought that was a really good word for it. Like normalize, like it's
Mm.
true. It's true. Like, and then even with movie watching, you were talking about like seeing, you didn't say this, but like seeing yourself on screen, like being representative. John Leguizamo touched on this. Like Latin people of color have been going to the movies for a long time and they've been dominating the box office. So it's
But
about
one
time. Go ahead.
well, one interesting tidbit is that they did notice that for some reason Latinos aren't necessarily driven by Latino talent to go support a film. So that's another thing that as Latinos, and
It's coming.
we we have to work on,
It's coming.
is when there is Latino leads, is going to support each other, because that's something that still hasn't necessarily manifested. Yeah.
I wow. I'm crazy that we didn't mention it during the movie section, but no, you're right. The last time I saw something Latin based that was like that did pretty good in the box office, and it was so long ago. That was Jason Papi, and I feel like something like Acapulco could do that. But even the Asian community, they didn't have a big movie since Joy Luck
Crazy
Club,
Rich.
and
Oh
then
yeah.
Crazy Rich Asians. So again, your day is coming. Latinos' day is coming, and I can't wait to support. John Leguizamo, hopefully he's a part of it. Animation, it's done well, right? It didn't Coco, but like again, live action, I think you guys are due. You guys are due. True,
Yeah.
true. Lots of
Coco.
Latino. Got
Yeah, Coco and Encanto took a while. They got hot like off of streaming more than anything because they even had kind of lackluster
away.
box offices. Yeah, and even my movie Hello in the Heights, that like bombed
Uh,
because there was so much
yeah,
infighting.
the
The
Broadway play
fact
was
that there
great.
was
I didn't
no
love. I didn't like it on screen. It wasn't that good.
I loved it. It meant a lot to me, and there was just so much infighting from the Latino community talking about why isn't there enough like Afro Latino representation. It was like a whole thing.
Good point. It was very whitewashed. Yes, that part I noticed.
So there was just a lot of like, it's sad. One of my friends, Robbie Masonette, he always says, the black community, they'll go out in droves and support their films, like with their leads, like Wakanda Forever did major. Like we just saw the box office for Bad Boys with two black leads. They had the biggest representation out there, and they pushed the film, and they helped get it to number one. But even in my experience, like doing plays with Latin leads and content that's Latino led, you don't
You're
always
very
feel
good at
like
it. Latin
you
Lot is one of
know
my favorites.
it's still there's still like a community that needs to be fostered, so we're working on it.
Good, Robert, and I hope you're a part of it. I hope like the big mega Latin movie that comes around. I hope that you're a part of it, man, because you deserve
Gracias.
it, and the Latin community deserves it. You guys have been a big, big part of this country, and too huge not to be a representative on film. So, and to have your own, not just like a Star Wars character, not just like a sidekick or something like that. Tonto, like all this racist shit out there. No, you guys deserve your own mega film and multiple, not just one, not just one. So,
Yay.
yeah. Sorry, Steve. My bad. I did not mean to fuck up your algorithm. Did not mean to do that. Lose. I almost came close to spoiling two of the programs you're gonna watch. Sorry about that. Sorry, Celia Cruz. I love you, homegirl. I love you, homegirl. Whatever you were doing back in the day with your skin routine, La India, all you girls, Carol G. Mwah, mwah. That's right. That's right. Broke boys don't deserve it. Robert, where can we find you? Where can we find you and your sick self? No, not near any pizza anytime soon.
No, you can find me on Instagram, Robert Medicado World, on YouTube, look up Robert Medicado World, Twitter, Robert Medicado World, TikTok, Robert Medicado World Films. Yeah, it's Robert Medicado's world. So come look me up, say hi, I follow you back.
That's
Thank
right.
you. What about you,
One more.
Vince?
Yeah. Still insane. Keep up pod on Facebook. Once again, that's for anybody that's watching live right there. The reason why we can is because we have over 100 followers on there. That's a new criteria for Facebook Facebook Live. So we're very fortunate to have that. Not very fortunate to freeze again. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, whatever. We're gonna leave this up there. I look right. I look like I'm about to sneeze. Whatever. We can do it one more time.
It's me. What can I say? Except you're welcome.
I get a new camera. Robert, never lose an opportunity to be a ham. Love it. We all have stories. We should have our voices heard. We have far more in common than what divides us. XOXO.
XOXO. Oh, I think he's trying to bring up Camila Cabello's album XCXOXO that's coming out. I forgot to
Look
plug
at
her.
you. A little product placement. Love it.
I forgot to plug her. And the fact that she commented on Normani's album to say, "You go, girl, you put it out, way to go." And Normani commented back saying, "You're up next, girl, let's go."
I love when women support each other. I love when anybody supports each other, but I love when women do it. It's great. Yeah, so you can find on Keep Up Pod on Facebook. I'm on Twitch, and that's where the live stream is too. We did a little Instagram live. We're going to try to do that going forward, just like have a little Instagram live before we go. Robert started that. I got to give flowers to Robert again. The YouTube series is doing very well. Episode number 9. You can catch us. Hell no, I'm not. You can catch me, Junior, Charlene in the shower. Robert taking a little dump right there. I smelled it too, Robert.
I tried to take a dump, but you don't replace the damn toilet paper.
It's true. 2-ply, guy. 2-ply. Robert, and you got to take a little bit of soy out your diet, man. It was a little funky in there, man. It was a little.
Excuse me. I'm straight up beef.
Beef. It's what's for fucking dinner. Yeah, and like I said, if you type in Still Insane, if you type in Robert Mercado World, especially if you type in Robert Mercado World, you'll see the Keep Up web series, which is doing very well. Filmed at his crib in his bathroom. It was a lovely set. It was a lovely day. We can't wait to record again. Living Single in Living Color in Harlem is coming up. We're gonna reunite over there.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you once again, Robert. I'm so sorry you were sick. Thank you for dealing with my crazy ass. Um, and thank you for trooping it through this sickness. Let's do it. You ready to get out of here?
Yes. We will catch up and keep up with everybody next week, 10 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Yes. That's right. Eastern Standard Time. Fuck the West Coast. No, I'm joking. Actually, we have a few California fans. All right. All right. All right. All right. You better shut the fuck up, listen up, and keep up with your boy Stilvin saying,
And me, Robert Medgado World. Hey.
hey, over and out, homies.